open with that 16-0 run in the second quarter and then never led by less than double digits the rest of the way. What went wrong during that sequence, and why was it so hard to come back from that?
Yeah, it was there was a hole there. There was I think it was 12. You talked about that run. 12 of those points were in transit. It was 12-0 in the second quarter there during that time, just in the transition score. So that was a difficult part there. And then when you give this team, the free running lanes and that kind of confidence, we did. They played well. They played very well against us. Just we had a hard time with them this year, and just for different reasons. But that was, to answer your question, it was that second quarter, that 12-0 in transition there.
Bob Kravitz.
And Nate, looking at the big picture, what do you feel like you established this year in terms of a style of play, and where do you need to improve moving forward?
Yeah, there was a lot of moving parts through this year, a ton. And it was a challenging year, for the players and the things that, that they go through, the scheduling and you name it, that all teams go through. The injuries and stuff played a role in them and that stuff, and just, fighting to get the guys back and healthy. I did like the way that we were playing basketball, last, 10, 12 games of the season. I know tonight wasn't the way that we wanted it to go, but I liked the way that we were playing it. And I think, if we want to establish anything out of that, I thought we were sharing the ball very nicely these last couple weeks. I thought we were getting more and more connected, even though, we were, missing a number of guys there. So it just didn't go our way tonight, but I did there. I liked the way that we moved it and shared it down the stretch.
Greg Doyle.
Nate, this season was so odd, including really in the last couple of weeks with the reports. And I hate to cite reports. I didn't report it, but we all read about it. What has it been like for you? How do you feel about your place in this franchise and this place in that locker room?
I tell you, Greg, I just, I pour my heart into every single game and this organization and, especially the players. And that's just what I'm thinking of most right now is the players on this team. And man, I'd do anything for them. And it wasn't the kind of year and results that we wanted. But it'll be better. It'll get better. And I just to do everything that I can, for this organization. That includes, like I said, pour my heart into it.
Scott Agnes.
Nate, because of the unusual circumstances of everything, do you feel like you ever truly had a hold of this team, of this locker room, in a number of ways, even the personalities and so many things that ordinarily you would have time to develop? I mean, you haven't even coached without a mask yet.
Yeah, and all that, that challenging, especially, being a first year coach with the mask and, facial expressions. I think we got to take our mask off more and more, as the year went on there a little bit. Just, there was a number of things that comes at you so quick. So practice time was different. Practice time would revolve around testing time. And sometimes you'd really have to take into consideration, the amount of time it would take for testing and then practice time and then managing the team, try to, stay healthy. But I tell you, I enjoyed so much talking and working with these players, especially as the year went on. There's always a lot of ups and downs through the season, but the relationships and the love I have for everybody in that locker room is, the sky's the limit on that.
Tony East.
Nate, before the season, a lot of talk from players and you about making the playoffs, winning playoff series, and that's not going to happen this season. What needs to change for this team in this offseason heading into next year to make that a reality?
Well, number one's getting healthy there, with TJ Warren and Miles and then with Karras is, I just think number one, getting healthy, but that goes over the whole course of the year, to try to put yourself in the best position that you can to be in the playoffs right away without the play-in tournament. So we gotta keep building the foundation, the base of the offense and defense, and just keep growing. We got to know each other better as the year went on. The games were like, practices. Practice time was shorter. So in games we were learning. I was learning as we were going. So it's just sticking together through it all.
Bob?
Yeah, Nate, let me just ask bluntly, do you think you'll be back next year with the Pacers?
My focus is on the players right now. And I'm not thinking about myself. I'm really not. I want to just do what's best for these guys. And I got to go back and talk to them again. We talked here a little bit, when the game was over, but I'm going to go talk to him here a little bit more.
Okay. Thank you.
Scott?
Nate, what would you say was your biggest lesson learned, or the thing you couldn't have been prepared for taking over something like this?
Yeah, just you've heard me say it, Scott, like the challenges that come at you with the way that the season was, constructed, and the NBA did a great job, and the health and safety protocols of the tremendous job. Our training staff and coaches, our strength staff, they did such a good job this year. But I think just the number of things that you have to be ready for. You have to be flexible. You have to be creative, and something every day is going to come at you that you have to make a decision on, whether it's scheduling, your team who's out, and it's a learning process. You learn something every single day as a coach.
A quick follow-up. Did you have much fun this season? I mean, we didn't see you on a day-to-day basis. In general, what were your feelings like around this team?
Yeah, I wish we would have got a chance to meet and to be in the same room together as well. That's a big thing that you said there. And I did. I had fun. And there's times where it's not so fun, but this is basketball. It's a beautiful when it's played the right way. I just being around this team and these guys, and you've heard me say it, and I would do absolutely anything for every single one of them.
Davide?
Hey, Coach. Is there anything you do differently? Looking at the whole picture.
Yeah. I mean, there's a number of things. I don't want to really get into specifics of that now, but there are a number of things that we need to do differently in order to play better, so we're not in this type of position next year and play in to get into the playoffs.
We'll do one more. Christos, go ahead.
Coach, from your perspective, if you look back, what was the most enjoyable and the most frustrating part of that season for you?
Yeah, the most enjoyable part was just being around the guys and around the team every day. And the biggest challenge to it was, seeing the guys go through different things, like go through the injuries, go through missing games. That was the biggest challenge to me. I don't like seeing that for the guys. Even the latest one with Karras, it was, as well as he was playing, the things that he went through this year, not being able to join us until March after the surgery, and then playing almost to a 100% elite level that he was playing at to miss the last couple of games because of those things were the challenging parts to me.